Good day everyone, I am Ian Sidungod, a BS Mathematics student of Negros Oriental State University, and I am here today to discuss the basic concept of stereographic projection. Okay, so now let's consider a complex plane and consider a unit sphere on a plane with center origin radius 1. You will see an imaginary axis and a real axis, which is the y, that is both axes have a point that is equal to 0, and the center of the sphere lies exactly at the same point. So on top of the sphere there's a point N called the North Pole, and at the bottom of the sphere we have the point S, or so called the South Pole. So the line that passes through point N to S is exactly perpendicular to the complex plane. Okay, as you can see here, when we connect the line from N to S, we can see that it is directly perpendicular to the complex plane. Okay, so now let's have the concept of stereographic projection. So let us take a point Z here. Okay, and consider a line that passes through N to the point Z. It cuts the sphere at one point, which is the P. So now let's also consider if we try to draw another line here that cuts through the point Q to the point W. Okay, so it will be true for each and every point of the complex plane. So if you try to consider any points on a sphere, any points on a complex plane, definitely we can find any point on a sphere. Okay, so if you have a line that passes through N to W, it means that there's one point for each complex plane and one point for each of this sphere. Okay, so if you try to consider any points on a complex plane, definitely we can find one point on a sphere, or if you have any point on a sphere, definitely you can find any point on a complex plane except the North Pole. So here we can consider that the North Pole N maps to infinity, since we can extend a line for every point in a complex plane. So maybe we have one line here, you can put one line here, here, and here. So we can say that N maps to infinity. Okay, and that therefore there is a one-to-one correspondence between all points in a sphere S with a complex number union to the infinity. So that means this infinity here is it means that N maps to infinity, and the remaining points on a sphere maps to C, which is the set of complex numbers. So you can also call it, this one, as an extended complex plane, and the corresponding mapping is what we call the stereographic projection. Okay, so and that is the actual concept of stereographic projection.